The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, welcome everybody to the webinar. Let me know if you can hear me. And I know you should be able to see my webinar. I'm just saying hello just for a minute. Give me a heads up that y'all can hear me. Okay, Francis, I can always count on you to give me a head start here. So thank you, everyone. And I want to welcome everyone to this dual company webinar, another great performance presentation, I should say, with Rory Powers and myself from 10-Minute Trades and Right Line Trading. So I'm going to teach you how to trade the news and set up your charts in 5 minutes. Now, maybe it's going to take 10 minutes, but it's going to be 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Set up your charts for news trading. It's going to be really worth your time and energy. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director of 10-Minute Trades. I've been with 10-Minute Trades. This is my 10th year, believe it or not. It's been a long time. I know a lot about trading the news. I know that you want to be careful. You can lose money trading the news. So trading in general, don't trade money you can't afford to lose. Be careful, trade smart. Now, at 10-Minute Trades, we have a very specific system that we use, and we trade what we call the appointment-based trading method. We trade on a schedule. We use the NinjaTrader platform. That's the software that we use, and our software, which we do have software, installs into the NinjaTrader platform. So you need to be a NinjaTrader user if you want to use our software. And we trade futures. We're not trading stocks. We're not trading options. We trade futures. We have all sorts of setups that are built into our software. We have spike breakouts. We have news trades after the spikes. We have our magnet strategy. We have our specialized reversal trades called the trap trades. And we also have ever popular reversal continuation trades. These are all different setups that we have in our software. And to give you a quick example of what I'm talking about. So for instance, one of our most popular type of trades are the trap trades. And we have what we call breakout. They're called trap trades. And when the price breaks out, we sell. And when the price breaks down, we buy. We put a couple of orders above the price and below the price. And this is our trap trade. If the market goes up, we sell the market. If the market goes down, we buy the market. It's an event that we studied and we believe it's going to reverse. This was a recent FOMC trap trade that made instant $600 in profit because it reversed immediately. And that's a trap trade. We also have just what we call reversal continuations. Sometimes we'll take a just go into the trade in the opposite direction. And it's very easy to set up. It only takes a couple of minutes. And it's another way to trade the news after the news is released. If you're the type of person you don't like the risk of trading at the exact moment the news comes out, well, you can trade what we call the reversal continuation. Now, I'm not going to show those today because we have many webinars where we showed reversal continuation. But I'll show one other type of trade that we have called the magnet trade. And our magnet trade is a trade where magnets are levels on the charts that traders put their orders around. For instance, the high of the day, the low of the day down here, and we trade for the exit at the magnet. And we trade magnets all week long in many of our trade rooms, along with our spike trades and our breakout trades. This was a magnet to the upside. We were testing the high of the day. What we're expecting to happen is the price action will go up. It'll hit that thick line, which is our order, which our software puts on the chart. And then the price continues up to test the high of the day. We exit at the high of the day. It's an automated magnet. And watch, it's just going to burst up, and boom, it hits the high of the day and we're out of the trade. In our prop account, you can trade these magnets, trap trades, everything that we do. And that was a magnet. It took about 3 or 4 minutes to make money on a magnet. Magnets are areas on the charts that lots of traders put their orders, like highs of days, Fibonacci's, lows of days, pivots. All of those areas are magnets. And we have a whole strategy for trading magnets. It's a great way to trade. We have a system at 10-minute trades. We can trade automatically, semi-automatically, or discretionary. We have 4 elements that make up our system: our news trader software, and inside of our news trader software, there are various setups. And let me show you. So here's NinjaTrader. All right, this is the NinjaTrader platform. Our software installs into the software and it becomes a part of the software. So that all you have to do is right click the chart, click the word strategy, double click news trader, and that opens up all of my strategies. I've got a breakout strategy, a range trade, reverse continues. Then we have advanced strategies. I just click one button, advanced trade types, and I've got market opens and squeeze plays, and all of these types of trades are different setups. And then on the left, we also have the trap trade reversal and the magnet trade. That's element number one, is our software. That is the main way that we trade the news. Our software puts orders on the chart and it allows us to trade the news automated, semi-automated, or we can decide when to put the orders. Some of our entering long buttons and short, we decide them and when to enter the news, the trade. Hang on, people are saying the mic is having an issue, so hopefully this is moving it around. I hope that's better. Let me know if it's still giving an issue, and maybe I'll turn the mic off and on and try that if it's still a problem. All right. It's still not working. Anyone? Okay, testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Are you able to hear me now? Okay, about that. I'm very sorry. Let me restart my video because it crashed out when I turned off the mic. Give me 1 second and I'll just continue from where I was. But I'll do a slightly different intro. I'll do a tiny intro so I can still have a video to use. Okay. Okay, folks. Thanks for joining the webinar. We have 4 elements that make up our software. We have our news trader software, all of the reversals, the magnet trades, the continuation trades. That's element number 1. What makes up our system is our weekly schedule, our daily market mover trade reports, trade room access, and the news trader software. If you take all 4 of those elements together, they are our complete trading system. And inside that news trader software was what I was showing you are the different setups that are found inside the software. But everything starts with our weekly schedule. And I'll give everybody a quick bonus look at next week's schedule. Earnings are starting next week. I'm very, very excited about that. We devised a system that allows us to trade stock earnings on selected important stocks with futures. So if you look at next week, we trade the market open every morning, Monday to Friday, and members are doing really well with the market opens. Next week, we've got J&J earnings. That's been a great trade for us. JP Morgan, we've got Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley is next week, Travelers Insurance, and American Express. Like I said, we developed a method to trade specialized stock earnings using futures. It is one of the most fun and exciting parts of our whole business. And every quarter we look forward to earnings. Our weekly schedule, element number one in our system. It shows the event we're trading, whether or not we have a trade room for that event, the instrument we're considering, and even whether or not we're streaming on YouTube. Element number two are the daily trade reports. Many of the events that we trade are using daily trade reports. These daily trade reports help our members learn how to trade specific events, okay? And they have setups, very specific setups that we use to show people how to trade the event that we're trading. Those are called our daily market mover reports. We send them out the day before an event takes place, and those events are shown how to trade them. This yellow line has our trade setup. How many, if it's a spike trade, we show the bracket. If it's a trap trade, we show how we're going to reverse. And those reports, like I said, our members get them the day before. Sometimes we have multiple setups on those reports. We might have a reversal trade down at the bottom and a breakout spike trade down at the over at the top of the report. Element number two are the daily market mover trade reports. Number three in our system is trade room access. Everybody that joins our service, everything that we do takes place in our trade room. We go into our trade room, we teach our software, we show members how to set it up, and the trade room is a vital, vital portion of our pro membership. All of these elements make up what we call our pro membership, and it allows you to trade all of the ways that we trade: the news, earnings, before and after the news. So what people always want to know is, how do you find the news to trade? One of the things that we look at are the various free calendars that are available for anyone to get their hands on. ForexFactory.com is a great free calendar. You just go to ForexFactory.com, click on the word calendar, and then you can see a collection of events that get labeled in the middle here. Red events are more impactful than yellow events, which are the lowest impact, orange or medium. Then we also use investing.com, another website. Click on tools, economic calendar, next week, and you can see next week's full schedule. And again, you have a whole collection of events, and instead of using colors, they use stars. If it has 3 stars, it's got a lot of impact. 2 stars less, 1 impact, kind of quiet. And then we also use financialjuice.com. They have a great feature called a squawk box, and we use their squawk box to help us trade the market because we hear the news in our headset in real time. They have what they call voice news. They have news results also. Those are the 3 main calendars that we use to find the events that we're going to trade. And we've been doing this, like I said, for 10 years. So I've been testing reports. Now we have webinars on our YouTube site that show you how to find the events and how to test them using market replay or market playback that's part of the NinjaTrader platform. And that is the way that we find the best events to trade, by backtesting the high impact events, then the medium ones, and picking the trades that offer the highest probability of a profit, the ones that are trading in a tradable manner, a consistent manner, month after month. Some of them are week after week, and some of them are quarterly. That's the way we find our trades to test using the calendars. Once again, the weekly market schedule, WMM, Weekly Market Mover. It's free. If you want our weekly schedule, you can go to our website, www.10minutetrades.com. Opt in for the free video, how to find your own 10-minute trades, and we'll send you the weekly schedule. Why should you care about the weekly schedule? Well, if you're a discretionary trader and you don't know when the natural gas storage report is released, and you happen to like trading natural gas, and Thursday at 10:30 you're in the market in a natural gas trade, you could get blown out of the trade because that's when the report comes out. Our weekly schedule shows you when the important events take place, so you could be safe when you're trading. You may not want to be in the market when core CPI comes out because it's going to move the market dramatically, right? So it's important. Get our free weekly schedule, 10minutetrades.com, and keep yourself safe. That's the best thing to do when you're trading. You want to know when news is coming out because it will affect the markets. Once again, our NewsTrader software has setups. It's a custom strategy. It's an add-on to the NinjaTrader platform. It automates your trade entries, targets, and stops. You can move your stops, you can move your targets, you can move your targets manually if you want to. Our software is what we call a super automated program, an ATM, automated trade manager. It has trailing stops. You can move your stop if your first or second target gets hit. It's a way to control your trades without having to learn the ATM language that's part of the NinjaTrader platform. Using our software, it's much easier to manage your trades than to have to learn how to program an ATM. So quickly, what triggers an appointment-based trade? So we're trading on a schedule, right? You saw our weekly schedule, and we're trading on a schedule. We're going into our trade room 9 o'clock every morning to trade the open. And then if there's another trade that morning, for instance, yesterday we had bond auctions, or this morning we had the Canada jobs report, we know exactly what time we're trading those events. So what causes those events to move the market? It's really very simple. When the news is released, before it's released, there's a forecast. The forecast is on the calendar. So when you look at a calendar like Forex Factory, what you'll notice next to the event, for instance, we traded the Bank of New Zealand rate statement, and they were scheduled to drop the rate to 2.75. That was the forecast. Well, we were watching the news while we took that trade. And what happened? They actually dropped the rate more than that. That difference between the news that was forecast and the actual event itself and the way it came out, the actual news result, that's what causes the market to move. Do you follow? So when you're getting a result that's different than the forecast, you get a move in the market. So here we were trading the New Zealand rate statement. Watch this. Let me go right. This is our trade room video and audio. We were trading the New Zealand rate statement. I believe it was Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Our software puts the orders on the chart automatically. Remember, it can be an automated trade manager. Puts our entries on the chart before the news came out. Then New Zealand, the bank, dropped their rate more than expected, and the market exploded to the downside. Huge move to the downside. Even with the slippage, we got filled and the market kept going down. And almost everybody that traded that report with us made money on it because it kept going down after the initial move. Eventually, it would reverse a little bit, but not all that much that particular trade because it was a surprise announcement. And the difference in the expected news and the actual news that was released, that's what causes moves in these markets. We trade those moves. There's three main triggers that we're looking for: high impact economic reports, like a rate statement, a GDP report, jobs reports. Trigger number two, big company earnings reports. We love trading Amazon earnings. I show this trade all the time. We know what time Amazon releases their earnings. The key with trading earnings is finding stocks that release their earnings in a consistent manner every quarter. Almost every quarter, Amazon releases their earnings at a specific time, and it's almost the exact same time every quarter. So we can set up a spike trade around those earnings. We put our orders on the chart, the earnings come out, watch the move. You're going to see it, a big explosion to the upside. When that trade was over in less than 5 seconds, we had over a $600 profit trading the NQ. That was live cash, but you could have also traded it in a prop account, in a cash account, however you want to trade it. Our software works in all the various accounts. Most people these days are trading in prop accounts. That's just the way the market is these days. So trigger category two, big company earning reports. Earnings starts next week. We're very excited about it. Sometimes we'll get up at 2 in the morning to catch an earnings report. We just love that kind of trading. And many prop companies don't allow news trading, but quite a few do. You just have to find the right company to trade. That's all. Some of them don't allow it, and some of them do. Trigger category number three, market open and closes. Like I said, every morning we are trading. Market opens Monday to Friday, and our members are making money virtually every day in their cash accounts. So the key is our software automatically puts the orders on the chart. You don't have to fumble around trying to get it to work without software. I'll argue that it's easy to do without software. It's not easy to do. We've got one person here saying it's easy to do without software. Right. Okay. It's not easy to do without software because the markets are volatile. We're setting up trades with very specific locations for our brackets. Here's, for instance, a market open trade that we took this week. Market opens, our members are making money all week long in the opens. We're trading the MNQ. We also have our magnet trade set up. It trades for market opens to get to the high of the day. It's an automated trade strategy that trades for a high of the day test. When it gets to the high of the day, the trade is over because that's our exit. On the right side of the chart, we put our charts on our orders on the chart 1 second before the market opens, and both of our orders were filled for a profit on the MNQ, and then we waited for the YM to test the high. It was an automated trade setup, chopped around a little bit, and then watch, it's going to go. It's hitting that order entry, and then it explodes past the open and the high for our profit. We had two winners, and that was a couple of days ago trading the market open. Again, software makes it much easier than fumbling around on the charts, trying to place your brackets when there's a fast moving market before the event is released. There's no question that software makes it much safer and easier to set up trades. The software handles your stops, puts your targets on the chart, and there are hundreds of these triggers, these events, and we vet these events find the best ones to trade, and then in our trade room, we're teaching our members all of these events to trade. Like I said, you can trade cash, you can trade in prop accounts, but the most important thing that we've learned over the years is having clear and simple charts to trade the news. Whether you're trading breakouts or trading opens, it's so great when your charts are clear. So I'm going to take 5 or 10 minutes to show you exactly how to set up your news trading charts exactly the way that we set them up. So make believe you're a brand new NinjaTrader member and you just came into trading. You don't have any charts set up at all. And what happens when you first get your NinjaTrader going, you might only have your control panel. We call this the control panel. So what you do is you go to new and you go to chart and you start setting up a brand new chart. You click instrument and then you click an instrument that you want to trade. So I'm going to take the NQ because the NQ is always busy all day long. Double click it, and then you get your chart set up on the right. The only thing that we worry about is the amount of days to load, no more than 5, so you don't load your NinjaTrader with too much data and slow down the computer by loading too much information. I actually like 3 days of data, and believe it or not, that's the only thing I have to change, if at all. I just okay it, and I've got my first chart on the screen for the NQ. The NQ is 1225 right now. That's the current symbol we're trading. So there's a couple of things I like to do. If you hold your left mouse, you can easily stretch your chart. If you hold it down at the bottom, you can easily stretch your chart. Same thing. What I like to do is, if you notice, hold down your control button and your left mouse, and you can move it up and down. What I like to do is see how the price is very close to the margin on the right. Well, what I like to do is right click, go to properties, and just change my right side margin to 50, just to give me a little bit of space on my chart. Now I've got some room, so the margin is not in my way. Up at the top, this icon here is the chart trader icon. I want to turn that on by clicking it and then clicking on chart trader. So I have a way to enter trades if I'm not using anybody's software. I have a way to exit trades. Also, I can see if I made money on the trade. And then there's a couple of configurations that I like to do on the chart trader. If you right click the blank space and click properties on the chart trader, you can set P&L when flat. Right now, P&L, profit and loss, shows nothing. If you click set it when flat, it'll show you if you made money on your last trade. I just apply that and okay it. Also, the unit of measure for the P&L, it could be points, it could be currency, it could be ticks. I like it on currency because I like to watch dollar and cents. Apply it, okay it. And now I can see if I'm in a trade. For instance, if I buy the market right here, I can see whether or not I'm making money. And it shows up in the P&L window on the chart trader. And like I said, chart trader is a way to trade without any safety. You don't have stops, you don't have targets. It's not the right way to trade, but you want to have emergency methods of getting in and out of trades, and the chart trader can be useful for that. Now, if you notice, I've got a $35 profit in my SIM account. I might want to start my SIM account at 0. So I can easily do that by clicking the account tab, clicking the SIM 101 right mouse, edit the account, reset the account. Clear history is already checked. Just click yes and okay it. And now I'm back to 0. Easy way to reset your SIM account. So each trade you could start at 0. So I've got a beginnings of a trading chart. I've got the MNQ. It's a 1 minute chart. I've got some icons at the top that we may use. They're good to know what they are. Properties of the chart. You could load strategies by clicking the strategy icon. So the icons save time. Instead of right-clicking the chart and clicking the word strategy to load our strategies, you could just click the strategy icon or the indicator icon, and you could load indicators that way. And also you have cursor movement, crosshair. I like to use the crosshair often if I'm looking at exact price and I want to go to a certain area on the chart and see what the crosshair is. So it's a very nice way to avoid having to right click the chart if you want to turn certain things on and off. Now, I'm a creature of habit. I've been doing it so long by right-clicking the chart. But these are nice shortcuts. And one of my most favorite tools at the top is actually the drawing tool. The drawing tool and the ruler allows me to check spikes and see, for instance, how much did that market spike on that news and was it tradable? That's how we study the events and figure out how big our brackets should be by studying spikes. It's a great tool. So that's the pencil and the ruler. That's one of our favorite tools for calculating, easily calculating how much a move has been without trying to calculate it using the crosshair or adding numbers together in the price. Just a great way to calculate for us to set up our breakout trades, reversal trades. It's one of our favorite tools for back testing and designing trades. Okay, so now the 5 minutes it takes to set up your charts for news trading. Everybody has to do what we just did. You've got to put an instrument on your chart and you've got to put your chart trader on the chart so that you could get ready to trade. So now I'm going to show you how fast and easy it is to set up your charts for news trading. If you'll notice, before we start, I just want to show you one more news trade, a real news trade, so you could see how clean our charts are every day when we trade. We don't use fancy, crazy, wild charts with millions of indicators. This was a jobs report that we were trading. You can see our charts are very sparse, and I'm going to show you everything that we put on the chart. The reason they're sparse is we want them as clear as possible. So when our orders go on the chart, right at 8:30 for a jobs report, we are very easily able to see where the high of the day might be, where the low of the day, because those are important levels that news trades are affected by. Our orders got placed on the chart. We had a big exploding jobs report. We were trading gold in September. We made $800 on gold on that report. A very, very profitable jobs trade. But the key for us is clear, easy to read charts. It makes less mistakes and you can really see what you're doing. So we put certain indicators and easily put them on the chart by just clicking the word indicator. NinjaTrader has a whole bunch of free indicators built in. The first one that I put on the chart, current day OHL, just double click it. The current open has an orangey kind of color. The high is green, the low is red. Just apply it and okay it. And now on my chart, I've got the high of the day, the low of the day is red, and last evening's open. That's what the orange line is for us. Very important for us when we set up our charts. Remember when we set up a new chart, we went to new, we went to chart, and we added an instrument. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to put gold. I'm going to create a second gold chart. But right before you actually finish creating the chart, you get the data series window. Trading hours is set to the default use instrument settings. It's very important to leave that where it is because that does the calculations of your pivots, your high of day, your low of day, and it calculates those values from 6 p.m. the previous day when the markets open at 6 p.m. That's when we like to calculate our markets being opened. So we actually create usually two separate charts because we're trading multiple setups sometimes at the same time. For today, we're just going to work on our one chart though on the left side, and I'm going to show you everything I put on that chart. So first things first, we put our high of day, low of day, current OHL, right click, or if you want to save time, just click the indicator button and it opens up that screen, and that was the current day open, high, low. It's default perfectly set up. You just okay it and we've got our open highs and lows on the chart. Click the indicators again and we're going to add the pivots. NinjaTrader has pivots built in. I love their pivots because pivots and all of these indicators are levels on the charts that people look at. Lots of people look at them and they place their orders around them. And that's why those levels are magnets and they attract price. That's why we trade around them. So we've got these pivots. I change one thing on the pivots, the PP, I just click the plot and I make it black so it's not the same color as our previous open line from the other indicator. And then I apply it and okay it. And now if you notice, I've got pivots on the chart. Like I said, those pivots are going to be areas that the market reacts to because lots of traders put their orders around those areas. Then I'm going to put another very important indicator on the chart. You could click the indicator button at the top. I'm going to add net change display. I love net change display and I love free indicator. Double click it. All I have to do to configure net change display, depending what chart it's on, that's going to tell me what unit of measure to use for the instrument. So if I'm trading the NQ is points. So the unit is points. So I put on points and I'm going to locate location, the net change display, bottom right, where it's out of the way or any labels or anything that might show up on the chart that would get in the way. I'm going to apply it and okay it. And you could see I've got very negative NQ day today because of some tariff announcements about China, but the NQ is down 500 points, 500 points. And the net change display shows me that in 1 second. By looking at the chart, I can have an idea of whether the instrument I'm trading at that moment is bearish or bullish. I can also see, is it close to the high of day, low of day? So folks, give me 1 second. I'm taking care of my daughter's dogs, and one of them is very sick, and I have to let him out. So I'm going to just walk away for 30 seconds. They're going to bark. I'm going to let him out, and then I'm going to start again. Okay, so give me a second because he's really ill and he's right next to me. Give me a second. Okay, thank you for your patience. He's the cutest little guy, and he's been so sick lately that he just can't stay in the house sometimes. Okay, so we're talking about the net change display. It shows you in a very if the markets are negative or positive, the instrument that you're trading. It's a very valuable indicator. Always, though, check a longer time frame on that instrument. When you go up to the top, change minute to 15 minutes, and look at what happened when that tariff announcement was made today. The markets crashed out. They were actually doing very well. And the markets just literally dropped hundreds of points on the NQ. I actually caught a little scalp on that using our reverse continue setup. So when that market started going down, I was trading in my prop account. And very quickly, I was able to put on a trade. I just right clicked the chart for strategy. I double clicked our news trader software. I changed from a spike to a reversal. I added a position. Okay, I have stops, I have targets. I just chose an account to trade it. I applied it, okayed it, and I pressed the enable button. And now I had an instant long or an instant short button. And I could just turn the trade on. And this is what I mean when I say we trade discretionary. If I think the market's going down, I could press the instant short button. And boom, look, I caught that short. I could move my stop out of the way so I could survive more chaos, right? If it's going to jolt up and down, I want a bigger stop. Or if I think my down move is over, I could move my target right to where the price is. And I made like $200 on that trade, trading a reverse continue. That's one of the most popular setups we're using to scalp markets. After the news, before the news, when people are talking and tweeting, it's a great way to use our software. But it's using the software to set up safe trades. You know, no trade is 100% safe. Safe in the sense that when you set up a reversal continuation or any trade that we trade, you always have stops and targets. Stops are safe ways to make sure that when you exit the trade, you exit it without too big of a loss. Okay, so we're talking about setting up the charts. We did our net change display, we did our pivots, we did our open high, the high low. Let's see what else we got. If you're a lifetime Ninja Trader subscriber, you get a free VWAP. The VWAP is another one of our favorite indicators because people are always looking at volume weighted average price, which is what the VWAP is. You go down to order flow VWAP, double click it. We make one change to the VWAP. Standard deviation bands, we make it none. That makes the VWAP a line that appears on the chart. Actually, we make two changes. Standard deviation bands, none. And then the plot, the order flow VWAP line, I click it, and I just make the line a little thicker by making the width a 2 or a 3. Now watch what happens when I apply it. Apply it, okay it. There's my VWAP on the chart, beautifully easy to see. The VWAP is a magnet. Once again, the concept of magnets is extremely important. Magnets are areas, they're levels on the chart that so many traders look at and place their orders around that those magnet areas attract price. So if you think the market is going to test the low of the day, there's a good chance it's going to because it's a magnet. It pulls the price. And you could take a short. I'm not saying it's going to do it right now, but we have a setup that allows us to take advantage of it. We would put our orders close to the magnet, try to move your stop out of the way, you know, maybe make a bigger stop so you don't have to move it, but you could automate it. In other words, I could automate my stop to be a 50 tick stop instead of a 25 stop. And that way, when the trade appears on the chart, it's set up better and it's easier to manage. I don't have to worry so much about moving the stop. So watch, I'll put it on the chart one more time and enable the trade. Maybe the market's going to pull back now. But now I can just spread the chart apart. If I want to make my stop bigger, I make it bigger by moving it. If I want to make my target bigger, I can make my target bigger. But that's the beauty of the reverse continue. I got a little sidetracked here. Let's get back right back to our setting up the charts for news trading. So I'm going to change my instrument just because I don't want my orders on the chart. Just for clarity, we'll look at the ES for the rest of what we're doing. And we'll go back to Sim. So once again, now we've got our VWAP. What else are we going to put on the charts? Other important indicators. Let me go back to my slides for a second so I don't forget anything. We've got the current open, high, low we put on, pivots we put on, the VWAP we put on, net change display, volume, and the squeeze. Okay, so we need to put the volume and the squeeze real easy. Right-click indicators. Scroll down for a nice, easy, free volume up-down indicator. Nothing wrong with it. Double-click it, apply it, okay it. Now we got volume on the chart. To shrink that, it's taking up too much space. Just put your cursor on the top line of the indicator, hold the left mouse button down, you shrink your space that it uses. Now, one other indicator that we like to use is the squeeze. The squeeze you may have heard of, it's very, very popular. John Carter and Hubert Centers popularized the squeeze. It's a momentum indicator that's fantastic right after the news, a minute or so, sometimes even 30 seconds, definitely right before news. It's a very, very good momentum indicator that helps us all the time with our reversal continues, with our trap trades. So I have a squeeze. It's not free, but I do have a free squeeze momentum for everybody. I have a PDF tool sheet I'm going to give out before I leave, but I'm going to go to the squeeze TTM. It's a John Carter Hubert Centers type squeeze. They're out there and they're not very expensive. And I'm just going to set the dot colors so that I'll show you in 1 second. If you set your colors properly on the squeeze, you get very simple momentum trade capability. I set up red and coral on my falling histogram below zero, lime and medium green on my above zero rising. And I just apply it and okay it. Now, sometimes a funny thing happens when I put the squeeze on the chart. You get these crazy lines. If that happens, you can just click the line, right-click Properties, and if you notice Auto Scale, if it's checked, and uncheck it and apply it, and that fixes the squeeze. Sometimes you have to check it and apply it. You do the opposite, but it always will fix it so that it looks properly like a momentum indicator. Then the way that we use the squeeze, most people use the squeeze like this. When the momentum is above zero, which is the black line, and it starts pushing up, that's generally considered a long signal. Then when it goes down and it goes below zero, over here is a nice short signal right here, and it's dark red, that's a short signal. And you could see actually the price moved very well for that short signal squeeze. The way that I like to use the squeeze is a little bit different. We use it that way. That's the traditional. But notice how the squeeze was going up and then the up move lost momentum and the sharp green changed to a darker green. That is actually an early short signal. And I like to use that short signal. If we get it accompanied by a red candle, you get a negative momentum red candle. It can often be an early way to enter the market with the squeeze. I love the squeeze after the news or just during the day. It's a wonderful, wonderful indicator for trading with momentum. The key to magnets, right? Remember, what did we say we were doing? We're looking to trade towards levels very often when the news is over. Besides our spike trades and our quick reversals at the exact time the news is released, there's many opportunities after the news. The best opportunities before and after the news are when you get pulled into these levels. And the squeeze helps you to decide if you want to take a trade into the level. Here you could see the squeeze was going down, price was going down, and it was going to test the level. It just tested it. That we call a perfect magnet trade. Price goes down, 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 exit at the low, exit at the magnet. We have a strategy that's part of our software suite called the magnet strategy, and it automates that trading system. We have free webinars on YouTube that show you how to do that. Now, I'm not going to show you the slides itself because I want to go over more setup, all right? So we have some tools, some more tools that we use. We've got topmost clock. Let me show you the clock because we're trading on a schedule. So we have this free clock that we give all of our members. And of course, we explain how to use it, how to change the size of the clock. Okay, this is a great trading clock. Well, today we've got a new clock. We have been looking for a way to trade two clocks because the topmost clock only allows one clock at a time. Well, I've got a link to a new clock that everybody could download, and now we can have two clocks on our charts. And it's another clock that we can make bigger, and it's just another great way to add more features to make trading easier. And we're always looking for ways to make our trading easier. So topmost clock, and I'm going to give you a link to our new desktop clock. That's a free tool that we use all the time. Now, a lot of people are thinking, well, how do you make sure your computer is in sync? Your time, what if your time on your computer is all goofed up? Maybe your battery is slow. Well, we have a sync program that we give you for free that makes sure that you can sync your computer so that your computer is in sync. And that's called Dimension 4 D4 Time, Dimension 4. It's a program that you download onto your computer and it puts your computer in sync. Very important. You don't want to trade news if your computer is not in sync. Now, I told you about the trading hour templates, right? I'm going to remind you because I've gone over a lot of things. The trading hour template, that's what controls the way that all your indicators calculate. So in other words, you don't want to have a weird trading hour template that's calculating your pivots at 2 in the afternoon. You want to calculate your pivots when everybody's calculating their pivots. So everybody's looking at the same levels. So we use the default trading hour template. Remember when we set up our chart, when you right click your chart and click on data series, it shows you exactly that screen when we were setting up our charts. And it shows you trading hours. Here's where you get your template. Make sure it's on use instrument settings. Nothing else at the moment. Apply it and okay it. And bingo, you've got your trading hour templates. I showed you the ruler. Click the pencil, click the ruler, and then the ruler allows you to look at a move and see how much that move was. So you could help to design your own trades. Very important. And then I showed you also how to reset your sim account. Everything on this sheet, I showed you how to do everything. So folks, you now know how to set up your charts for news trading. It's extremely simple. And I'm just going to go over, I'm going to give everybody a free PDF with some extra tools also. So let me put that PDF into this webinar. Give me half a second. It's called Chart Tools, and there is something called a handout. All right, I hope I can find it. Where the heck is it? If it's not in my NinjaTrader, give me a second because I'm not seeing it. Hang on one second. If I don't, for some reason, I'm not seeing it as part of my setup. So I will make sure it gets emailed to everybody. So make sure you check your email when the webinar is over. I'll make sure that you get the handout because I'm not seeing it as part of NinjaTrader. And on this handout, I'll show you what it is. It's all the links for all the extra chart tools that we're including with this webinar. You'll also get our sale on Bullinox, our prop account sign up. You'll get the link for Topmost for the desktop clock, Dimension 4, the time sync, a free squeeze program, a free VWAP, because if you're not a full-time, not a lifetime subscription owner to NinjaTrader, we have a free VWAP for you, and our YouTube channel. You can sign up for free. Lots of webinars that show you how to use these tools. There's a short 5-minute video that's even clearer and simpler than what we did here today to show you how to set up the charts. So subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get lots of free content. And I'm going to make sure I email that page to everybody that came to the webinar today. All right, any questions before I get to the end here? I want to thank everybody for joining us. Obviously, I love doing these webinars. It's always fun. Let me get my charts going. So there's our Bullinox sign up. There's a sale right now. They have 83% off. The code is PTF83. This webinar is absolutely recorded. What about earnings? Next week starts earnings. And like I said, we have earnings trade rooms. They're included in our pro membership. Remember I showed you the schedule at the beginning of this webinar. There's a lot of earnings already starting this week. We've got Johnson & Johnson on Tuesday, Goldman, JP Morgan on Tuesday. Very excited about Travelers earnings Thursday, and possibly one of the trades might be 2 in the morning. It's not on the schedule yet. Trying to decide if we want to get up. We developed a way to trade earnings using futures and NinjaTrader, and we teach that easy system in our trade room. All you have to do is be a member, and we'll show you how to do that. If you have any questions, send us an email, help@10minutetrades.com. You could also, like I said, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I want to make everyone an awesome offer because you could join with us for 30 days and take a 30-day trial of our whole free system, okay? Everything that we do. Here's the deal. Wouldn't you love to join us for all the upcoming news, earnings, and magnet trade rooms? Everything that we do. You'll get full access to our NewsTrader software, full access to our daily trade reports. They come out, many events, not all events, but many events get our daily trade reports. They come out the day before the event, and we send them to you, and they show you how to trade various events. Also, of course, you'll get a subscription to our trade room. We have somewhere between 1 and 4 trade rooms almost every day. Remember, on a schedule, you can trade the schedule you want to trade. You could pick the events you want to trade from our weekly schedule. We also have a type of trade called the family money trade. Those are the best of the best reports that we trade. Some members only trade family money trades. You'll get our trap trade software, the magnet trade software, reverse continuations. Everything is included, nothing held back in this trial. You're a full pro member just like everybody else. Trade prop, trade cash, it's $20.25. Just go to www.gopro25.com. Our subscription normally is $97 a month. It will renew in 30 days. You can cancel by just sending an email. I showed you the email. Just send an email. It's all you have to do. help@10minutetrades.com. The only thing we ask is please send the email prior to the expiration of your subscription, couple of days before. That is our only rule. www.gopro25.com, $20.25 to be a full pro membership. This will expire Sunday. Everything that you get is everything a pro member gets. Our News Trader software suite, all the setups, the range trade, the breakout trades, the reversal continuation. Then you'll get the magnet trade strategy, the trap trade strategy. We will teach you how to do this, how to set up a schedule so you can trade on a schedule, earnings trade rooms, everything. I will guide you step by step in each of the trade rooms. That's what I do all week long, all week long. Same thing to you, Martin. Have a great holiday weekend. Get the pro membership, $20.25, 30 days, www.gopro25.com. You'll get the Magnet live news trading room, the News Trader software. Most important thing is someone who really cares about teaching you how to do this. And I really care. I work so hard to teach our members to succeed. So you get everything, and this is my last screen. News Trader software, the Magnet appointment-based trading method is taught every day, 3 and 4 times a day. We'll teach you to choose the events to trade. We'll teach you to trade the events. Earnings are starting next week. It's a fun quarter, and we'll show you how to do it with futures. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to make way for Rory, who was nice enough to host this great webinar. Stand by for the AI robots from Rightline and their great trading system. So Rory, I'll turn it over to you.